Hey guys, this is Frozen34 with Slice of Gaming, and this video is another Marvel Contest Champions video. And in this one's all about the Kingpin Spotlight. So let's get into it. But first, if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button and hit that like button. Alright, so first off, we have his base stats and abilities. These stats are all based on a 4-star, rank 5, level 50, sig 99, like always. His health is 17,180. His attack is 1,171. Attack not so much, but his health is looking good. His PI without the signature ability is 3,612, and his signature 99 PI is 4,415. That's pretty good. It's up there in some of the top champions. I haven't taken a look yet exactly to see where he falls, but it's pretty good, especially for the skill class, guys. He's skill. Kabam got it right. Good job, Kabam. Finally, you did something. You did something right. You know, you went with his backstory and didn't make him something crazy like a tech champion like the last 10. Anyways, let's get into the basic abilities. Rage, Overpower, Unstoppable. Unstoppable is just kind of built into everything, so the spotlight doesn't really touch on Unstoppable except going through it in everything else. But Rage and Overpower, it is talked about. So let's get into that. Alright, Rage. Whenever the Kingpin gains a debuff, he has a 50% chance to convert it into a permanent Rage, which has no effect. Each debuff and Rage on Kingpin only strengthens his resolve, increasing his attack by 292.75 and power gain rate by 5%. Whenever the opponent evades one of Kingpin's attacks, he gains a Rage. The cooldown of that Rage is 1.5 seconds. The other Rage that I mentioned just a second ago is a permanent Rage. These Rages from evade has a cooldown on 1.5 seconds, so these will fall off. Okay, Overpower. If the Kingpin's debuff and Rage combines to equal 8, he converts them into an Overpower buff, lasting 12 seconds, and increases his attack by 2,927.5. That's an additional to his 1,000 stat attack stat, plus any Masteries or Synergies that may increase it. Also, this is for 12 seconds. That's a lot of damage. And then if you put a special on top of that, look out, guys. The Kingpin could be a real threat when you're being attacked, man, or like you using him, man. He might put out some big damage, but we'll have to see. Kingpin special attacks become unblockable, and he cannot gain Rage. So when this happens, he can't gain any more Rage for that 12 seconds, but at the same time, his special attacks become unblockable while this is active. His special 1, his special 2, unblockable, can't block them. And his special 1, we're going to find out that it is a projectile later on in the video. But first, let's get on to his heavy attack. While charging heavy attack, Kingpin becomes unstoppable for 0.8 seconds. That makes it means when you go back to charge that heavy, he becomes unstoppable at that point. Not when he lands the attack, when he goes to do it. So you go back, land it, bam, unstoppable. They can't. You're unstoppable. There you go. And has 1,333.33 additional physical resistance. So if he does get hit during that, you know, it's going to reduce the physical damage incoming. Kingpin lands 3 heavy attacks within 2.5 seconds of each other. He gains Fury, increasing his attack by 878.25 for 10 seconds. While Kingpin has Fury buff, he cannot become unstoppable. So if you don't want to cause that to happen, slow down those heavy attacks. If you do want this Fury, which it has its benefits, especially if you're going into one of his special attacks or anything, if you want that Fury, it's going to help. And it's only for 10 seconds, so it's going to fall off. Special 1, Dirty Deeds. Nothing illegal in the contest, especially not a concentrated dose of Black ISO 8. So it sounds like, I think he's going to use his cane, and he's going to shoot out Black ISO 8 dust at your opponent. I think that's what it's going to be, guys, because we're going to find out later on in the video when we look at Electro. We're going to see that it says that it's a projectile. And hey, we just got a sub, so whoever you are, thanks for subbing in the middle of this video. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Infects the opponent with Black ISO 8, dealing 1 1,756.5 direct damage over 12 seconds. So it's going to be damage over time, dot damage. Opponents under black ISO 8 suffer 45% reduced defensive ability, accuracy, and attack. Good to know. Special 2. It's nothing personal, it's just good business. Good business. 100% chance to gain an unstoppable buff, which lasts for 6.5 seconds. So unstoppable again from special 2. If you combine this with the unblockable specials, and now he's unstoppable. After this ends for 6.5 seconds, while unstoppable, each hit landed on the Kingpin has a chance to grant a rage. You get 8 of these rages, you go overpower, and it's just crazy. It's crazy, right? Self-made man, such disrespect and insolence towards the Kingpin of crime. It's time for Fist to get his hands dirty. Wilson Fisk getting his hands dirty, y'all. He's gonna get you. He's gonna bop bop. I don't know. Kingpin gains 2 rages if he's in overpower mode. Instead, he refreshes the duration of overpower mode. So if you want to keep that overpower mode going and you have overpower mode on, just pop that special 3, another 10 seconds. Or however long it was. I'm not exactly sure. I think it was 12. Signature ability. Alright guys, this is gonna make him get into all of these modes faster. So if I think he'll be okay unduped, but being duplicated and having his signature ability activated, he's gonna get into it faster. His ill intent upon the contest, beginning the fight with rage debuffs already active on himself. He also grants the ability to recover from some rage after finishing his overpower mode. Kingpin begins the fight with 2 rages. When existing overpower mode, Kingpin has a chance to gain up to 4 rages, each having a 82.44% chance to activate. Kabam put active. I copy and pasted the text. Thank you, Kabam, for making me look. Yeah, thanks so much. He can gain up to 4 more rages after doing his signature ability. So that's good. That gets him back in overpower mode even faster. So definitely, if you dupe him, he's a better champion for sure. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the synergies. The first one's called Competition. You got the Hood and Joe Fixit. They're his competition. They're other crime bosses and stuff like that. So these are all of these competition. Bane of Hell's Kitchen, Defenders Destroy are all unique synergies. They don't stack, so don't try to double up your Daredevils and stuff like that. No point. Okay, so synergies, competition. Kingpin gains 15% conversion rate on rage. That's pretty good. So throw in a Hood or Joe Fixit if you really want to. But Hood is the one I'm looking at, probably teaming up with Kingpin. You got Kingpin, Hood, Dormammu, Mordo, and then maybe throw in one of these Daredevils, which we'll talk in a second, and hide that Daredevil on the map. But let's talk about the rest of these. The Hood gains 20% invisibility duration, so longer invisibility duration for the Hood, making him a harder defender to fight. 15% attack while the opponent has a debuff. So, you know, Joe Fixit puts debuffs on the opponent quite regularly with bleed and all that stuff. It's gonna help. It's gonna help Joe Fixit a little bit, but still, I don't think it's very usable. Anyways, Bane of Hell's Kitchen. Basically, Kingpin gains 60% attack and cannot trigger a passive evade. So it's gonna help. It's gonna help stop those Spider-Mans or anybody else that does passive evades. So that's gonna help out. It's gonna help out. He's gonna be a good option for Spider-Man. I think, especially if you throw in this synergy on your team. If you're using Alliance War attack, take Daredevil, take Kingpin, the classic Daredevil now, the Netflix Daredevil. I don't know what you want to do with him. Daredevil Classic gains a 40% precision buff duration, and the Daredevil Netflix gains 40% armor break duration. That's going to help him out too. But still, I don't know. I don't see Netflix Daredevil and Joe Fixit being really viable. If you want to use this, you might consider using it on defense and hiding Daredevil. But I think this is more of his attack. If you take Kingpin on attack, take Daredevil and, you know, a third option maybe. Alright, so Defenders Destroy. Kingpin gains 15% more power when struck by a physical attack. I hope that happens while he's blocking. You know, however he does his block. Yeah, I don't know yet. Iron Fist, 15% armor break duration, and Electro 15% bleed duration. Pretty good synergies, but still, I don't know if you're going to use them too much. I don't know. Alright, recommended masteries. Extended Enhanced Fury. Kingpin's Overpowered buff counts as a Fury, and as such, it benefits from these masteries. It also rather a large bonus, so there are benefits of improving it. So, you know those unused masteries called Extended and Enhanced Fury that most people don't use, except for a few champions? Might be an option for the Kingpin. Willpower, they're also saying, is a good mastery for him. Kingpin has the ability to convert debuffs into rage. Willpower allows him to benefit from those that he doesn't convert, as well as giving him a way to recover some health to offset any damage he takes while being unstoppable. Okay, so we know that he converts debuffs, so the last mastery makes this very interesting. Let's take a look at it. Liquid Courage Double Edge is recommended for him. Again, coming back to Kingpin's ability to convert debuffs to rage. While not guarantee of an immunity, he has a 50% chance to gain all the benefits with none of the penalties. So he can convert Liquid Courage and Double Edge into rage. He's a good champion. He's not immune to poison and bleed, but he's a good option for Liquid Courage and Double Edge. So, if you're a person that always uses Liquid Courage, Double Edge, Suicide masteries, you might want to consider having Kingpin on your attack, because it's just going to help him out. And if you have Willpower on, apparently it's going to help too. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep talking about the Kingpin here. Okay, strong matchups. This is what I was talking about earlier, when you find out that the Kingpin Special 1 is a projectile, because it says it right here in this part of the spotlight. Kingpin makes a good answer to Electro. His large health pool allows him to soak up some static shock damage without too much worry. Then his Special 1 includes a projectile attack, allowing him to avoid some of the damage altogether. And the ability, accuracy, and reduction from the same Special 1 allows him to avoid even more. Finally, sprinkle a little class advantage on top, and away you go. So this is why I was saying earlier in the video that I think that his cane, he's going to bust it open, and he's going to blast out some corrupted black ISO 8 dust and spray it on your opponent. So this, the ability for him to go unblockable, unblockable on his specials, and combining with his Special 1, that's very good. And then you can use on champs like Electro. So yeah, he's a good matchup according to Kabam for Electro. All right, next up is Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, Starkermans. I don't know where Kabam gets these names. We just call him Starky. Kabam, it's cooler. I don't know what to tell you. Y'all should work on that. Alright, so AI assisted evade is serious business. It's usually somewhere between difficult and suicidal to throw a heavy attack at him, making it tough to turn it off if you're not a cosmic champion. Kingpin's unstoppable heavy attack lets him turn off that AI with relatively safety, because he goes unstoppable. He comes and tries to hit you, you're probably going to get it off. Unlocking his Special 1 to get that ability accuracy reduction into the fight to keep him down even more. According to Kabam, he's a good matchup for Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. Alright, weak matchups now. We got Angela. Angela has no debuff to place on Kingpin, taking his rage also completely out of the picture. Also, as a skill champion with only his black ISO ability accuracy reduction to combat her buff stacking, Kingpin will find himself facing an uphill battle. So according to Kabam, if you're using Kingpin against Angela, pretty tough fight. Luckily for us, Angela isn't really used on defense, so you're not really going to see that. Next up, we got Doctor Strange with Counterspell and Nullify to remove Unstoppable and Fury, Mystic Dispersion to benefit from those removals, and Energy Damage basic attacks to counter Kingpin's physical resistance. Doctor Strange is a tough matchup. Doctor Strange is seen a little bit on defense these days, a little bit. So yeah, if you're using Kingpin on attack and you run yourself into a Doctor Strange, it might be a pretty tough fight for you. Sounds like he's gonna activate Mystic Dispersion quite a bit, so look out if you're Kingpin versus Doctor Strange. And another weak matchup is my girl Rogue, according to Kabam. Rogue's power steal and lifesteal abilities are unaffected by Kingpin's rage, and she can steal a fury of her own from Overpower. Her ability to reduce debuff duration lowers the effect of Black ISO 8, and she has class advantage to make sure she hurts even more than usual. So and Rogue is a good matchup for Kingpin if you're using Rogue against, like say in the special quest coming up, if you're using Rogue and you're fighting Kingpin, take Rogue, because the ISO 8 effect is going to be reduced because it falls off faster because of Rogue's abilities. Alright guys, that's it for this one, the Kingpin Spotlight. This is the conclusion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to hear more about the Kingpin, come back tonight on the Slice and Gaming channel. We're going to talk all about Kingpin a little bit more and discuss it between me, Slice'em, and adding you guys into the conversation as well, responding to your comments and your questions and all that kind of stuff, adding you guys in. Alright guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. Come back on see more of our videos. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll guys see you real soon. I'll see you tonight over on the Slice and Gaming channel again. Peace out everybody. It's Frojo34.